you get development, you get prosperity, you get a social environment that is conducive to almost family, a space where people appreciate each other, a space where you can actually see that things are moving forward, where caring is, and teach them that they are worth something. And that value is there despite whatever else they're experiencing in their lives, despite the difficult conditions that they live under. They are worthy and they are worth something, and they must know that. And that's the core of who they are. And I don't want them to lose that. I want them to be aware of it and realize that where they are, they have resources. They can use what they have to get what they need. My name is Dr. Auma Obama, and I am the founder director of the Sauti Kuu Foundation that is registered in Kenya and works in the rural area, Alego Nyangoma, Siaya County in Western Kenya. And we also have an office in Germany, in Munich, where we do our fundraising and some of our networking. I think it's my own story that told me that this work is necessary, because I know growing up that I needed somebody to believe in me, to enable me to be able to see my own self-worth and use that knowledge to take control of my life and my destiny, and to have a voice. There are people in my life who allowed me to speak and believed in me and gave me the courage and gave me the strength to be able to be who I am today. And I want to do that and give back in my community. And especially in the rural area, because when you talk about humanitarian work, very often it's in the urban areas. And the pictures that people want to show are of poverty and how they come there as the great saviors and take the people out of poverty. And I know that in the rural area, the people, especially the young people and the children, are struggling because it's a neglected space, and many times they want to run away from it. I think hands-on learning just means you've got to be there. And I don't believe that if I had not been so committed, if I had not been completely there, I am in the gardens, I am digging with the families, I am working with the teachers, I am dancing with the children, I am boxing with the, when they're training for sports. I am part of it all. I participate and I'm very, very visible. So I'm not trying to say I'm doing something more special, but the way we created our program, it's very, very holistic. It's about the young person, it's about the child, the young person and their family. A lot of our work are demonstration projects. So we try and do, by trial and error, do what we believe should work. And then we go to the homesteads, and that's where the major work happens. That's where, once we've got a demonstration garden, the kitchen garden is found, because they need to put food on the table so the children can eat. That's where our energy saver cooking kitchens are, because that's where they need to stop cutting down trees. For firewood, they need to start working with the branches, the dry branches, to use the energy saver stoves to cook without ruining the environment and without causing deforestation. Everything we do is linked with what their real lives are. If we're working in education, we work with 9 schools. So we give tuition here, but we're also working with the schools to make sure the schools are equipped. We do a lot of computer training, computer literacy. They come to us, so they learn computer with us. We also work with the teachers. We're trying to train the teachers, support the teachers so that they do a better job. And especially in Kenya, where kids are going to school almost Monday to Monday, because after school they have to do tuition. They have to go for whatever classes and whatever. So they are spending so much time in school with these teachers. And like I said, many teachers are disgruntled teachers because they're exhausted, they're stressed, they're demotivated, and they don't treat the children very well. So and they often don't have very good learning techniques to teach the children because they're not getting that much training. Our education system is changing by the day, and the teachers cannot keep up. They are confused. That is a statement that I got directly from one of our schools. So we work with them to try and train them and support them, and together figure out how we can continue learning, progressive, effective and good learning, quality learning, despite all the changes that continue to happen. And one of the key things we're trying to do is make the young people self-learners. So even if they're being taught by their teachers, they can also teach themselves. They can learn independently. Independent learning is critical in Kenya, because at this time, most of the curriculum that we have is a curriculum that is confusing the teachers and then equally confusing the children. And that is not a good environment for children to learn in. And we're trying to change that. So Sauti Kuu is a value add to the schools to enable them to really achieve what they're supposed to, and that is to give the children an opportunity to succeed so that they can live dignified lives and are financially independent. So when I talk about nature, I talk about ancestral land. It is what is left of what we had before, what we kept pure for thousands of years. And then suddenly we changed our way of life and we've destroyed so much. So we're backtracking, we're paddling backwards to try and make sure we get that back. And that's what Sauti Kuu is doing, to create an awareness for what we already have. It is not yet hopeless. We can still. We are green by default. We eat organic food by default because that is what we used to eat. We did not use fertilizer, we did not use chemicals, we did not use, pesticides. By default, we kept our environment sound. I think one of the things that people forget is all of us have to eat. We all have to put food on the table. And where does our food come from? There's a saying that says, you are what you eat. And I think I don't have to say much. When you talk about the West, the biggest budget is healthcare because people are sick. People are getting more and more sick because they're getting further and further away from eating natural foods. And that's where we come in as a continent, to be honest, because we still have farmland that is sound. It's getting less and less, and this is why we need to raise the alarm. It's getting less and less. That's why I work with this rural community, because every family is a smallholder farmer. We must sustain that because we will also get ill, and we do not need to get ill. We can stay healthy if we just get closer to nature because we are part of flora and fauna. So when we talk about powerful voices, let the parents know that their children can use their voices. When we talk about agriculture, organic farming, let the parents contribute and participate, because when the young person learns how to create and establish a kitchen garden, they have to do that at home because they need to put food on the table at home. And the parents will be the ones who are responsible for that because the land is in the hands of the parents. When we create infrastructure that works towards a green economy or towards keeping the environment sound, the parents have to be involved because at the end of the day, it has to be at the homestead. Because here at Sauti Kuu, we can come and go. But at the end of the day, if we leave, we must be able to say our imprint is there and the community can continue without us. So we don't want to create a white elephant. We want to make sure that we are here to be a platform, a space of learning, a space for getting the knowledge, for being able to take it from here and take it home and continue it and be sustainable. First of all, we are honored that International Jumuiya trusts us to come to Kenya, where we together can focus on how we improve on education for young people.
My name is Emmanuel Kombi. I'm the president and founder of International Jumuiya. And then Jumuiya is a Swahili word that means community. The reason why I started International Jumuiya is because I wanted to provide students in my community mentorship. I wanted to give them access to opportunities, and I also wanted them to believe in themselves that they can succeed. That's why I started International Jumuiya. And the reason why I'm here today in Africa, in the country of Kenya, is because International Jumuiya is a community. We're not just a community in the city of Buffalo or in the state of New York. We are an international community. And coming here to Kenya was part of one of our vision to help students outside of our country to come to another country to also explore how we can help them as well. And I'm here through the Sauti Kuu Foundation. It was founded by Dr. Auma Obama. And through our partnership, we are understanding and learning how we can better help students here in the country of Kenya and how we can better have a vision to support students here. Some of the needs that I've seen and observing is that students, first of all, love learning. They love education. They come to school with a passion to learn. And students need more. They need more book bags, more pencil, crayon, notebooks. That's some of the needs that I've seen. And also a need that I've seen is that the community could also come together. And through Sauti Kuu, they are building a system for community to come together to help parents, teachers, and students to better understand how they can all support each other. And that's why we're here in Kenya with Sauti Kuu to support that.
Hi, my name's Taylor Atkinson. I'm the chairman of the board for International Jumuiya. So International Jumuiya works to serve the education of Africans both in the United States and abroad. And so we're here in Africa partnering with Sauti Kuu in order to learn more about how that education is delivered here on the continent so that we can better understand and benefit and bless the kids who are back home, and also here are the communities where they're coming from. So we get to see both sides of that equation.
For me, I'm honored because the work I do, I've done it for a while. And you come at the right moment because I'm looking for partners. You cannot do this alone. It takes a village to raise a child. And we want to make you part of that village. This place has an atmosphere that cannot be described on social media. It cannot be described on a website. It cannot be described by just talking about it. There's so much that is happening here. There's so many layers to the work that we do. And that is one of the things we actually do struggle a lot with, is to be able to have people know what we do, understand it, appreciate it, and say, wow, this is something special, without them coming here. We create a space that I've been told time and time again by people who come here is that, my goodness, I come from the West, but I do not have a space like this for my children. I wish when I was growing up, I had a space like this. And I created it. God knows how I did it. I think it's the passion, it's the commitment, the knowing that this is necessary. What I do, I don't do because I'm doing it because I think it's fun, great, etc., etc. It is necessary. It has to be done. And I'm honored that I was able to do it. Now I'm looking for a way to be able to portray that without necessarily having to have people come all the way, because we're in the west of Kenya. We are basically in rural Kenya. It's not that inexpensive to come to us. But we welcome everybody. Please do come and see what we do.
I met Dr. Auma Obama almost a year ago now, and the first time I talked to her, I could tell that she wants to help, and I can tell that she has a passion for education, to give students an opportunity to succeed. And when I saw that in her, I knew that that's someone that I can partner with and someone that we can work together to also achieve that goal. Because that's the similar goals that we have at International Jumuiya, to give kids resources, give them opportunity, because we believe it's about their future. That's why we're here. And when we were here, I spoke to some students and I talked to them about how we can better help them. I spoke to the teachers and I spoke to the principal to see how International Jumuiya and Sauti Kuu can better, assist them.
When you look after every person, every human being, and you multiply that, we are creating a world that we can live in a dignified way. We must look after each other. Every human being counts, and we need each other to survive, whether we like it or not.
I think that as we grow up and go through these experiences where we hear about the challenges that the people of Africa face, whether it's poverty or a history of abuse from foreign powers, you get an idea of what these people are going through, but you get it through documentaries and images and videos, and that becomes your idea of these people. And just like everyone on the earth, these are all children of God. These are all people, and they're not ultimately pictures. They're not ultimately documentaries. They are humans.
I believe the eyes are the gateway to the soul, because all of the expression that you have, all of the emotions that you feel are expressed through your eyes. And what we tell our children and we teach the children, you can look somebody in the eye, you must look somebody in the eye. Because if we do not see the light in your eye, we do not see you. The light that is me shines through my eyes. And if you look in my eyes, you actually literally see that light. And that is what I tell children. I want to see the light in your eye, because it is a light that gives me a gateway into your soul, but also who you are. And I can then genuinely interact with you. And this is what we adults need to learn. We should not fear the light in the eyes of children and young people.
I have been extremely inspired from the work that Dr. Auma Obama is doing, and with the Sauti Kuu Foundation. The staff, they're extremely amazing, kind, loving, humble. I cannot even express as words I can identify how much grateful I am for the staff. And a few things that I'm gonna take from here is to remember that to always serve, be patient, and it's good to listen, because by listening, we are solving problems. And I'm also going to remember this as well. We don't have to do it by ourselves. This is why we have community. This is why we are parents. This is why we're friends. This is why we have siblings. And this is also why we have a community. And International Jumuiya with Sauti Kuu, we're here together to support that mission.
being able to be here with them, laugh with them, dance with them, eat with them, have those experiences with them is transformative, because when you move forward from that, you will never again be able to talk to your African brothers and sisters without thinking about this experience, right? This will forever color my emotions, my interactions, and my thoughts and feelings when it comes to helping those that have come to my country from this country and understanding the value of coming from my country to this country.
To a young person who's losing the light in their eyes, I would tell them that light is there. You cannot lose it unless you decide to lose it. So long as you are able to see, you have that light in your eyes. So you must, despite all of what you experience, is you must learn to love yourself. And I tell you, it's not easy sometimes. We get to hear so much about who we are, who we should be, what is best for us. Everybody else tries to define us. So what I would tell a young person is start working towards defining yourself, because only you know who you are. And even through all your fears, through all the problems you go through, don't let fear stop you. Don't let people tell you you can't, because you can. But you must believe that you can. You are worthy. Regardless, you are worthy because you are. That is for me very important with young people. And it's not easy. And there's so much noise. Your teachers, your peers, your parents, everybody telling who you should be. Give yourself a moment. Breathe and ask yourself, who am I and who do I want to be?